Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hannover Fair of 2025. I welcome you to Hydrogen and Fuel Cells Europe. You are at the public forum, and I'm happy to announce our next topic and our next speaker. Next on stage will be the company Fischer fuel cell compressors, and we're going to talk about expanding and diversifying compressor technology in the fuel cell market. For this, I welcome on stage Head of Sales and Member of the Management. Please give a warm welcome to Jens Krechting. Good morning.
Good morning.
Have a seat. Oh, I like when people bring things onto stage. But before we dive deeper into your technology, Jens, I hope you enjoyed the time at the fair.
Yeah, thank you. The Hannover Fair is every year a highlight for us, and we really enjoy being here. The fair, also compared to others, is quite important and nice for us.
Yeah, it's a really important fair, a lot of things going on, and I'm happy to see Fischer every year again and again. But in case some of you don't know Fischer already, Fischer is a really well-established leader in air compressors for fuel cell technology, right?
Yeah, we do this for more than 15 years now. Embedded in the Fischer Spindle group, we're located in Switzerland. We produce our compressors in Switzerland. The group in total has roughly 450 people worldwide. The compressors are currently produced in Switzerland, but we can participate from the global network that we have within the group. So we also have subsidies in Shanghai and North America, in Germany, and so in terms of growing footprint, we can also participate not only from the machinery park to produce precise parts within Switzerland, we could also participate from the global footprint of the group.
Okay, so you have quite an international client base also.
An international company base where we are part of, and in terms of the fuel cell market is small and has to grow. This is quite an advantage that we can participate from machinery park, from departments, from locations worldwide that we can expand to.
You already mentioned the fuel cell market. Like, we are currently going through a lot of changes, like uncertainties, a big issue. I heard many people talk about it. I would like to get your personal point of view on that whole topic.
The fuel cell market is challenging, yes. Everybody expects the hockey stick to kick in with volume, which I honestly don't really see in the next 5 years. So the point is that you have to be flexible. Looking at the market, you see a lot of players, fuel cell manufacturers, that don't produce in high volume with one fixed technical concept. So they're constantly developing, and our key is that we have 3 platforms that are very flexible, and these modular and flexible platforms enable us to follow changes within technical demands, and that's one of the keys that we work on.
So those are for different applications or different power ranges?
Yeah, so we have 3 platforms that can operate from 30 to 350 kilowatt net fuel cell power. And what we currently see in the market is the greatest volume what we deliver is into marine, stationary. Of course, we are in heavy duty truck business. We have projects with all the big, or a lot of the big OEMs, automotive OEMs, but there is no volume currently. So marine, stationary, we are in a lot of buses also, but what we currently see is a tendency towards aviation.
Aviation, okay.
So the spiral groove bearing is dedicated or has some advantages for altitude, so we can work with quite some less inlet pressure. That means high altitude. And that makes us attractive for aviation, so especially our product. Also, we are in the field with a turbine for more than 10 years, so that's established. This technology and the challenges are under control. And in aviation, compressor with a turbine is what they want, and also the highest point is altitude, and you have to have a robust product. It will not be the high volume, but we currently have a few projects which are very tempting. There is some volume in it, and in these days we have to get all the volume that we can get. We are in serial tools. We have a production line that can produce 10,000 units a year, so we have to get some volume now.
Yeah, that would be really great if the hockey stick effect really kicked in. I already heard from your personal point of view, it's probably not going to happen within the next 5 years. So I think one key strategy from you is, as the title suggests, diversifying within the fuel cell market.
Yeah, that's the big point of this event. Yes, I mentioned before the volume is not very high, and you have to see where you can also operate. Being flexible is the one side. On the other side, you have to look within the fuel cell or beyond. What can you do to get more volume? So with the new platform, and this is why I brought our new large product, we can now operate fuel cells with our 3 flexible modular platforms from 30 to 350 kilowatts. So this is a successor of the last large platform, which now has a motor power of 38 kilowatts, permanent motor power, and we can operate fuel cells with this machine up to 350 and a bit above, depending on customer the technical operation points. And so we think that with this range from 30 to 350 and maybe a bit above, we can operate the majority of fuel cells that bring a certain volume. And this package we are ready for today and tomorrow.
Okay, I have plenty of questions for you.
Yeah, in addition to this platform, we look further in the fuel cell, also again to get some volume to reason our cost, to make some more turnover. And we're also working on hydrogen recirculation on the anode side. So also based on our spiral groove bearing, there will be a product for hydrogen recirculation, 100 to 200 kilowatt fuel cell recirculation pump for it. That's one point where we work. And also in terms of fuel cells, there's not only PEM, but also SOFC hot fuel cells, which is a bit more challenging for the compressor because you have higher temperatures that normally compressors don't really like, or these compressors don't really like. And if you're using the exhaust stream to run on the turbine, temperatures are quite high, and there's a quite large mixture or a quite high portion of methanol. So it's also challenging, but we found a solution for it, and also we can bring some more efficiency to also SOFC fuel cells. We have 1-2 large customers where we just started a project, and that's also really tempting. And again, we try to stay within our modular flexible platforms and gain more volume within the field.
Okay, sounds like you're doing a lot of different work, taking on different technical challenges. By the way, looking at the audience, you are also invited, in case you have any questions for our speaker, just raise your hand and I will see you, and I will come to you with the microphone. But as I don't see a question right now, so you talked about all this diversification within the fuel cell market that you're doing. You're serving different sectors, but I assume that this is not only a good strategy to not put all the eggs in one basket, but it also comes with some difficulties and cost, doesn't it? Like you have so many different things going on.
Cost challenge is a good point. Like all the others, we have a product which is now serialized. Our cost base, we're working on the cost base. We have cost projects to bring the cost down to fit to the customer needs and customer cost strategies, and also be competitive. Looking at the cost that we have, we can be quite competitive. On the other side, we have a very low volume compared. I just mentioned we can produce 10,000 units. We don't have these 10,000 units currently, and the fuel cell market doesn't have the big volume currently. So the cost base is a point. Our product calculation would enable us to quote or to sell for a lower price. On the other side, comparing to the low volume, we have a quite large overhead and the costs are quite high. So we have to put some more gross margin to our cost to sell the parts with a higher gross margin to, at the end of the day, not lose money. And so that's why we try to gain some volume to get the comparable overhead cost down and be more competitive in pricing.
Okay, so but are we talking about off-the-shelf solutions and you're just trying to sell a high volume, or is it more a customized product?
Well, that's a nice extension of the cost discussion. So to have the best solution for all the customers, changing customer demands, you would have to have a lot of variance. That doesn't go well with cost base. So I mentioned before that we work with a very modular and flexible product range. We have 3 platforms which are very modular. And what we normally do is when we receive an RFQ with customer demands that normally is inlet conditions for the compressor for minimum, maximum, and nominal point. So we can see in our range of products and different aerodynamics which version comes as close as possible to these demands to deliver a first machine for testing off the shelf. That has an advantage for the customer that he gets a machine quite fast. He gets a machine off the shelf, out of serial tools. He gets a machine that is competitive in pricing. For us, the advantage is that we don't have to do a new aerodynamics, spend a lot of money, take some time, and we have more variances, and we cannot bundle the cost. So what we then do is the customer tests the machine that comes as close to his operation points as possible. And then within this process, the operating points change anyway. At the end of the day, when the customer is ready with testing and is willing to put a contract with some more volume, that is the point when the operating points are final. And then we can talk about new variances, adjusting aerodynamics to the point where the customer operation points are in the optimum efficiency in the compressor map. And then it makes sense for us, okay, to have more variances because we have a contract with volume behind it.
Okay, I really like that concept. Okay, get them started quickly, offer them a solution quickly off the shelf, and then go more like step by step down the route of customization, more individual products. So we already talked a lot about the different challenges that we're seeing and that you're tackling. What are some of the challenges and strategies that you personally nowadays see as being head of sales?
Important is, I think the majority of the fuel cell players come like we from engineering, prototyping, small series.
Yeah, many pioneers, people love the technology, they love to fiddle around, yeah.
I see a lot of players that come from that field like we do, and the challenge is to transform from a company from engineering towards producing, to a production company. And that is a challenge because it's not, we salespeople say, you come from happy engineering and you want to transform to engineer to cost. So you want to have a competitive product which fulfills the needs of the customer, but it really is competitive. And for that, the most important thing is to get your people in the boat. So the mindset change is so important, and you cannot just do it because I say so, or it's logic. You have to transform the mindset of your people and motivate your people to live the change and the processes and to be competitive, because it only works with transformation, and it only works if you pull your people into the boat and live it together. And with 20 years, talking about personal experience, with 20 years of first-tier automotive experience, I'm just one part of this transformation and transform the organization and motivate people to live the change of it.
Yeah, people are key to our success. People are like what it takes, and we have to take them along. You're talking about like a culture shift within the company of some degree, as I understand it. Have there already been at least some milestones and some achievements along that way that you can look at and be like, okay, we are proud, like we made it till this point, and we will make it even further?
It is challenging. It is a really hard, exhausting way to go there, but it's worth it. And the transformation, if you have some achievements and some goals that you met, it's also really nice. And we are very proud that in January we received our IITF certification.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, which is the automotive certification and basically the entrance card for the real automotive business. In total, you have to transform processes, and all you do I always say IITF certification certifies you to have control. It is process control, it's cost control, it is supply chain control, and everybody in our company, and that comes back to the people, has been part of it to describe processes new and to question every step we do. And now we have processes which are very stable, very efficient, and are really down to what we really do. We had some help with it from Fischer in North Rhine-Westphalia, and that was a great help for us, especially for a company not in size of a larger first-tier automotive supplier. And doing the whole big package you have to do for IITF certification, Stefan Schröder and his team helped us really to size it to a company in our size, and then enable us to fulfill automotive certification and also get something that works for us and that helps us to be more efficient and more competitive. And that was a great achievement, and now we move forward also to automotive world.
That's a great achievement and a big milestone. So once again, my congratulations. It's really insightful talking to you today. We would have the time for maybe one last question from the audience, in case you have a question for Fischer. No question. So to wrap it up, I would love to hear a final statement about your personal motivation. What drives you to do this kind of work each and every day?
As a former semi-professional sportsman, I'm very, very competitive, have high energy, and all I do is result focused, and all I see is business case perspective. And then, I try to give everything and motivate my surrounding to work to have success and fulfill that business case or that goals that we have in a team, as a company, for the customers, and also in the end for the fuel cell technology to succeed. And so this energy we have in our company, and the energy, the flexibility, and the solution-based mindset, and that drives us every day.
Very well said. I have nothing to add after that. Thank you very much for being my guest today. Make sure to go and visit Jens Krechting. It's booth E46. So it's this direction? Right here.
You can see it from here.
So make sure to go over to the company Fischer, talk to them. And once again, thank you for being my guest. Big applause for Jens Krechting.
Thank you so much.